The point of emphasis on July temperatures isn't just that, oh gosh, it's our summertime, so therefore it's warmer. You already knew that. But there's some interesting things that are happening on this map. If you just look right at the equator over on the far left side of the map, you'll see that there is a dotted line. And if you kind of follow that along there, by the time you get over to the African continent, the thermal equator is what it's referred to as. So the thermal equator is just the kind of average warmest temperature that is observed in regions. And you can see that in the ocean basins, it tends to be pulled down more towards the equator. And then in the continents, it's pulled up into those continents' respective summers. So since this is the northern hemisphere's summer, July is, then the thermal equator gets pulled up way up into the northern hemisphere. So if you look at Africa, for example, it's right in the middle of the Saharan desert and kind of cuts through the Middle East, across India. It doesn't really even make it to the ocean basins there until we get over to East Asia there, where then it crosses down and it's the more moderate ocean. It pulls that thermal equator down. If we were to flip back to the earlier map we just looked at of July, you can see that that thermal equator is roughly the same over the oceans, but has been pulled down now into the southern hemisphere by the continents in January. So that's a little bit on the thermal equator and just the unsurprising, July is the warmest month for the northern hemisphere. The other thing to look at is Antarctica. You might recall that I mentioned that, oh, it's about 30 degrees below zero on average there. But in July, that was in January, but in July on this map, you can see that it's 66 below, roughly in the same areas, which is another 36 degrees C cooler, which is about 60 degrees, a little over 60 degrees Fahrenheit cooler. So much, much cooler there in their own winter, of course.